one of the most famous fighters of his generation, fighting in one of the famous stadiums in the world. Can you imagine being AJ right now? A lot of pressure too, though. Don't get it twisted. You've got to perform in front of 96,000 of your closest friends.
But mamma mia, Rosie, a social media sensation turned boxer, has turned the sport on its ear. This is incredible. And what must be going through this 27-year-old's mind, like so many members of his generation, dealing with mental health issues. Here we go!
Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua has become a major talking point in the boxing world, with most experts strongly favoring Joshua. Analysts highlight Joshua's size, strength, Olympic pedigree, and experience against top heavyweights, making him the clear favorite. Jake Paul has shown improvement by defeating MMA fighters and lower-level boxers, but he has never faced a true elite heavyweight. Many believe Paul's only hope would be landing an early surprise punch, yet Joshua's technical skills, strong jab, and composure would likely shut that down. Most professionals predict a dominant and one-sided victory for Joshua, potentially ending in a stoppage within a few rounds.
To Nikita, a few times on it. I mean, there's nothing to report to you that it's close, or there's a lot of hoops to jump through. Of course, AJ is exclusive to DAZN. We also work very closely with His Excellency, and although we have no contract with him, we're in talks for big fights next year. Of course, Tyson Fury being one of them, so we'd definitely give him the respect of making sure that he was aware of the plan and part of that plan as well. But at the moment, there's nothing major to report on that. Would we take the fight? Absolutely. I think Jake would be, my estimations of Jake Paul would go through the roof if he signs to fight Anthony Joshua, because I just can't believe in my mind that he would do something like that. Gervonta was a smart one because of his size. I think actually he would have had a lot of success against Jake Paul, but the size is a problem. But this would just be, if Jake Paul was to take the fight with AJ, you'd really have to maybe carry his balls in a wheelbarrow on the ring walk, because AJ wouldn't mess around in there, so it would be huge, but nothing to tell.
The highly anticipated showdown between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua is officially scheduled for December 19, 2025, at the Casa Center in Miami, with global streaming on Netflix. This is not a promotional exhibition but a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight contest under Queensberry rules, featuring 8 3-minute rounds and 10-ounce gloves. To keep the matchup competitive, Joshua has agreed to a contracted weight limit of 245 pounds, significantly lighter than his usual fighting weight. Both men will risk their professional records, raising the stakes considerably. With real consequences on the line, fans can expect a serious fight where knockouts and a decisive outcome are very possible.
It's really happening. Jake Paul will face the two-time unified heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua on Friday, December the 19th in Miami, Florida. It's going to be an 8-round fight with 3-minute rounds and 10-ounce gloves. It's Joshua's first fight since being knocked out by Daniel Dubois in September last year. Jake Paul won a unanimous decision against veteran Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. earlier this year. Well, Jake Paul said this: a professional heavyweight fight against an elite world champion in his prime. When I beat Anthony Joshua, every doubt disappears and no one can deny me the opportunity to fight for a world title. To all my haters, this is what you wanted. To the people of the United Kingdom.
Many boxing fans and analysts feel Jake Paul's decision to challenge experienced heavyweight Anthony Joshua is unrealistic, calling the matchup overly ambitious and beyond Paul's current skill and competitive level.
That's right, the real deal respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again, I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, at Jake Paul is the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights, then he asked for the toughest fights ever and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind, you're right. That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that...
Dave Allen has issued a strong warning that Anthony Joshua could harm his reputation by accepting a fight with Jake Paul. He believes that even if Paul lands a single clean shot, it could damage the legacy Joshua has worked years to build. According to Allen, this matchup feels more like entertainment than true professional competition, and he doubts Joshua would genuinely want to take that kind of risk. He also suggests that many serious boxing fans would view the fight as a step backward, causing Joshua to lose respect within the boxing community by facing a YouTuber-turned-boxer like Paul.
Lost to Tommy Fury. Anthony Joshua cannot box Jake Paul. Horrific. He's dangerous for one, and two, if Jake Paul even lands a glove on him, it just diminishes everything that he's achieved. Jake Paul won't last 2 minutes for me. Never mind Anthony Joshua. It's ridiculous. It's a joke.
If AJ does say yes to going in against Jake Paul, does he harm his legacy?
I would lose a bit of respect for him, and I think a lot of boxing people would as well, to be honest. Why would he box him? Two-time heavyweight champion of the world, one of the best heavyweights the last 20 years, held British boxing on his back. People might say he deserves to box Jake Paul. But why though? Why would he do it?
Did you lose respect from when he fought Ngannou? Did you lose respect from Fury when he fought Ngannou?
Ngannou's a serious fighting man. World champion of the mixed martial arts.
It's a worrying thing, potentially, the damage that AJ could do to Jake Paul.
He'll hurt him. Yeah, Jake Paul is a cruiserweight. You wouldn't put the Midlands area cruiserweight champion with Anthony Joshua, so why would you put Jake Paul in there? Just because he's a superstar, whatever. I don't know what he does. What does he do? What is he?
A YouTuber.
It's just not worth it. He's got enough money as it is. Why risk all that for a few more quid? I don't like it.
With the fight set to be a fully sanctioned bout rather than an exhibition, Roy Jones Jr. has openly questioned the idea of Jake Paul becoming a legitimate world champion. Jones doubts Paul has the ability to win a meaningful title, arguing that he has yet to face truly proven, high-level opponents. He believes that if Paul steps up against experienced boxers with real pedigree, they would likely defeat him. While Jones acknowledges that Paul may eventually receive a title opportunity, he suggests it would only come under highly favorable or promotional circumstances. Overall, Jones remains skeptical that Paul could ever win a genuine championship.
Jake Paul become a world champion?
No.
Why?
I think if they make him fight tough opponents, guys with experience, those guys will beat him. Now, if you catch somebody like myself at the end of their career, or somebody like Tyson, he caught at the end of their career, the chances are much higher. Because now it becomes more of a 50-50. You got a guy who's better than him, but the age factor. You understand me? And that's the only way to balance it for him to make it a 50-50 fight. Somebody who's on his level at the same age, those guys have too much experience. You understand me? So he's not going to beat those guys. But you find a guy who is past his prime, who has a mentality further than his, but past their prime, it kind of...
Anthony Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn has openly dismissed Jake Paul's boxing abilities, calling him an average fighter. Hearn has consistently questioned whether Paul has the skill, power, or experience to compete at the elite level, especially against a world-class heavyweight like Joshua. While acknowledging Paul's improvement, he insists Paul is still far below true top-level competition.
Paul good for the sport of boxing?
Yes, I know these guys. They're unbelievably bright. I mean, Logan, much brighter than Jake, in my opinion. But Jake's smart.
Okay.
Content, we have our ups and downs.
Yeah.
I respect Jake. I actually respect him in a boxing sense as well. But we fell out because I told him he was average. That's actually a compliment. Like, to be an average fighter, coming to this kid who's 26, 27, decides to go into boxing. We had a conversation where he's actually telling me he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I'm looking around for cameras. I'm thinking, am I mic'd up?
Eddie Hearn has also criticized Jake Paul for making what he sees as outrageous claims, including stating he could beat Canelo Alvarez. Hearn finds the idea absurd and believes Paul is greatly overestimating his skills. While Paul has beaten former MMA fighters and lower-level boxers, experts widely consider the notion of him challenging elite fighters like Canelo or Joshua unrealistic and laughable. Simon Jordan, former Crystal Palace owner and outspoken boxing commentator, has delivered a harsh warning to Jake Paul regarding his proposed fight with Anthony Joshua. Jordan believes the matchup is an insult to boxing, arguing that Paul lacks the proven ability, experience, and legitimacy required to share the ring with a heavyweight star like Joshua. He claims the fight undermines the sport's credibility and represents everything wrong with modern boxing promotion. In Jordan's view, Paul would be completely outclassed and demolished if the bout took place. He also suggests that Joshua risks cheapening his own legacy by turning a serious athletic contest into a media-driven spectacle.